Hello, welcome again to another stream. My name is Hyena73. I'm once again joined by
Totally Unreal.
Totally Unreal. And an hour ago we played a really good Doom game. Now we're going to play a really crap one. So, first of all, as before, this stream is used to we're playing to raise awareness of multiple sclerosis or MS. As discussed before, there are roughly about 23,700 Australians living with the disease now. About 11,400 of those Australians have a severe or profound type of the disease of multiple sclerosis, which can affect which affects your central nervous system. It's a disease of the central nervous system. There are many symptoms. Unreal, would you like to?
So pretty much because it's a disease of your nervous system, which is basically affects the way that you sense and feel things, you can pretty much have any possible effect. So you can feel really cold somewhere, feel really hot, burning pain, electric shock sort of pain, can't feel anything at all, affects your movement in any possible way, whether or not you've got weakness or funnily enough, I have MS and I'm starting to struggle to think about all the ways that it can affect you. And fatigue is a big one too. Feeling tired all the time, doing simple things sometimes, like maybe just making your bed or something like that. You feel like you've done some sort of arduous task, like done hours of yard work.
Yeah. So like I said, many people with MS experience varying amounts of symptoms. Some completely different. Other people might even get symptoms like blindness or motor function issues. It's just a horrible disease. So what we're trying to do is playing games, having some fun, talking some crap to raise awareness and raise money. You can donate to this channel. There's a little donate button at the bottom that says donate. However, if you feel more comfortable donating straight to MS Australia, you can go. There's a link down below. msaustralia.org.au. Every cent that we get from the Twitch cast will go to MS Australia. Every cent. And yeah, hopefully this will people will start realizing how debilitating this disease is, and ideally more research will go into it to better help people dealing with it, or even one day possibly getting rid of it altogether. The serious stuff out of the way, let's talk about this. So we are playing, like I said, a really crap version of Doom.
I can tell you, I've only been playing for a couple of minutes and it sucks.
So this is Doom for the Sega Saturn. Believe it or not, I actually love the Sega Saturn. I think it's got some cracking games. This is not one of them.
I can't help but wonder, what did this game cost when it came out?
I can tell you, I've got the box right here. So anyway, this is Sega Saturn Doom for the Sega Saturn. It was first published by GT Interactive, and it got released in 1997. Now it was made developed by a company called Rage Software, which is now defunct, and it's a terrible port. If you've ever seen any other version of Doom, you'll notice that the levels are very watered down. They're very limited. In fact, a lot of the levels have a lot of content cut out, or they're very heavily modified.
Remember, what was the reason for that? Just the lack of power of the system?
Yeah, basically. To be fair, all console ports of Doom at the time had content taken out. The Super Nintendo version had heaps of levels missing. The PlayStation version had heaps of levels missing.
How can I ask then? So this Sega Saturn, you said this game came out in 1997.
Yes.
So we're talking about like PlayStation 1 era stuff.
Yeah, PlayStation 1's Nintendo 64. Yeah.
How did the Sega Saturn compare specs-wise to a PlayStation 1?
Alright, so the Sega Saturn was not, like, it wasn't, from a raw point of view, it wasn't as powerful as a PlayStation 1. Now, the thing is, it did have certain advantages over the PlayStation 1. See, the PlayStation 1 essentially had two processors. You had the CPUs and another processor that handled graphics.
Did it have a graphics card or not?
It had a chip that handled graphics,
Okay.
right? Now the thing is, the Saturn had two CPUs and two GPUs, so two graphic processors. And what it did is, depending on the game, one graphic processor will handle one thing, another graphic processor will handle something else. Now the PlayStation, for 3D games, was a better system. However, for 2D based games with multiple layers and multiple sprites, the Sega Saturn was actually the better console. But we're talking about just raw specs. The PlayStation did beat it out. So here's the cover, and it cost $100 at the time.
Wow.
So it is
$100 in 1997. See, it's funny, we're lucky. Games are a lot cheaper now than they used to be.
I don't know, man.
An argument which means you have all the time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because they're cheaper at face value, but at the end of the day, I think you're getting less for your game.
Oh, okay. Interesting you say that. So I paid, I think, $89 for, let's think of a game, Fallout 4, right?
Yes.
And I have to say, this Doom, whatever this Doom game is, there seems to be a lot more value for money in this. You know what? Let's think about it for a second. Let me think. I want to play Doom, right? So what should I do? I can either play it on a PC, even a crummy PC could have played it, or I'm going to pay $100 for a version which is terrible on a console which costs how much?
Well, yeah, but it actually costs about $499 at the time. But yeah.
So this game was exclusively for idiots.
Yes. No, but you got to remember too, man. Like, PCs back in the olden days cost a lot more, man. Like, I remember our first PC, which was a 486, 66 megahertz PC, cost my dad, he paid for it, he bought it, cost him about $2,500.
Oh, of course, I'm not disputing that they would be more expensive, but I guess the guy didn't have a PC back then, but a lot of people, for other reasons than gaming, would have had PCs around. I'm actually, I'm here. Even though this is terrible, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that it isn't terrible, but I actually don't mind the control.
It's not bad.
I think it's actually good.
It's alright. The problem is not the controls. The problem is the bloody frame rate.
Oh, I was going to say the frame rate's awful. It's awful.
Not just that, but like a lot of the levels got cut out. Just there, you saw that exit. There was a demon that was supposed to rise from the bottom, in front of the exit button. That's gone.
Yeah.
Like, look at this level. It's a shadow of its former self.
Well, I mean, it obviously looks familiar.
Remember the metal mesh? Now it's just a brick wall.
Oh, well, I mean, mesh. I mean, that's high tech stuff.
Yeah, well, this is 1997. The game came out in 1993. You think they'd be able to do that?
And it took 4 years to convert mesh into bricks.
Yeah, apparently. But yeah, no. Like, look, I think we're getting. Obviously, it depends on the game, but I think, like, for instance, they pay like what's a game that came out recently? All right, like let's say the Call of Duty games, right?
Yep.
Now I understand that there's a lot of replayability in the multiplayer. Okay, you can't argue with that, right? However, if you're like me, doesn't really play a lot of multiplayer Call of Duty, I play it for the campaign.
That was good. Sorry, keep going.
Anyway, I play for the campaign. Like, the campaign lasts what? 3 to 4 hours?
Are they that short now? I haven't finished a Call of Duty single player campaign for a long time. Probably Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, well, the last one I played completely was Advanced Warfare. That was
Advanced Warfare?
Yeah, no, it was Advanced Warfare. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah. I think that wasn't very long, and I paid $100 for it.
Yeah, but see.
Yes, this is a crap game, but at least there's Doom 1 and Doom 2.
Oh right, yes.
Yes, it's crap, but you gotta remember, even, and I don't want to defend it because it's crummy. Like, there's no way about it, right? But for back then, if this is the only way that you could ever play Doom.
Yep, I say don't play it personally. I say wait 15 years and get it on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah.
People of 1997, heed my warning. No, I have to say that, look, it's fun because it's Doom, but if this was the first time you ever played Doom, I think you would be very disappointed.
Yeah, but look, all the cool music is gone. Like I said,
That's true, is there any music at all?
well, there's kind of an ambient sound.
But there's no, oh wow.
That
What was the reason for taking that out? Surely the CD could have stored the
music tracks, I know.
Yeah, that seems strange.
I know, but whatever, man, you know. But look, there was supposed to be a big hole in the middle. That got changed.
Wow, well you certainly remember the game better than me.
Yeah, I used to play this heaps, man. Probably not as much as you, but...
Yeah, my memory for things. But I don't play things over and over again. I play them and finish them once. I don't commit the whole level to memory.
Yeah, no, like I know that this is a crap game, but you gotta admit, you got a lot of content. You got Doom 1, episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, because episode 4 was already out at this point. And you got all of Doom 2, and you got like I think 10 Saturn exclusive levels. And for better or for worse, it had most of the levels there. Like yeah, they cut out a few levels, right? But they cut out a few levels, but at the very least, they try to put them all in, albeit really crappy versions of them.
I am lost as I must admit, the more I'm playing, actually, the less
I'm enjoying it.
the controls I'm starting to get a bit frustrated by.
I think you were going the right way before.
Really? Okay, I'll go back.
Because you got the blue key, I think there's a blue door somewhere.
Yeah, I know, but I just... It's interesting enough, for people interested in MS, one of my major issues is problems with my left hand, which is becoming very annoying for gaming at the moment, because video games are very left-hand dominant. Like this game here, I'm doing all my walking, all my movement with my left hand. Naturally, you would think that, given most of us are right-handed, that your left hand wouldn't be all that dominant, but it's actually more dominant for games,
Yeah.
which is really annoying.
Yeah, especially because this is your hobby.
Well, yeah, that's true. You sort of think, oh, well, I mean, even if I got in a car accident or something like that and I was in a wheelchair, well, at least I could sit around all day and play games, but hopefully nothing happens to your hands. Yeah, but see, like shooting and stuff is with your right hand, but you do a lot more walking than you do shooting.
Well, right now, because I think you've already been here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Turn around.
Like, see, often I'm getting quite skillful at playing one-handed, which is what I'm doing right now.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk about this then. Like, if because obviously you say you're having problems with your left hand, right?
Correct.
Which I guess it's not too much of a problem right here. Oh, that guy. But like more modern games with more buttons.
Correct.
How's that affecting you?
Well, I used to be quite a competitive online gamer, and through getting a little bit older and a bit busier, here's that blue door, I do a lot less of it because online games are something you can't really do casually. You go and play them and you'll just be destroyed by people who dedicate a lot of time to it. But look, it can be annoying. One thing I find very frustrating about a lot of shooters is, like I said, with my left hand, left trigger is very dominant because, like a lot of games, you're required to scope in and stuff, and you spend a lot of time walking and scoping. So it becomes very onerous on your left hand, so my left hand gets quite tired out. So look, it does affect me, but you know, you do what you can to work around. I find as I've been more affected by it, I've started to enjoy different kinds of games, stuff that's less input demanding, things that are a bit more heavily story driven and narrative based, as opposed to running, shooting, jumping, and killing.
Yeah, but it is affecting you like quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, I don't complain about it too much, but it definitely, I don't game anywhere near as much as I used to because of it. Oh, I'm finished. Oh. I've always thought that these creatures look like Chewbacca, but you don't agree with me.
No, they're like shaved imps. That's what I always imagined they look like.
Well, I always thought they were
shaved
like
gorillas.
Oh, I thought we once had, because once we had the argument over I told you I didn't like the design of the imps in Doom 3 because I said that they weren't hairy.
Ah.
And you seem to like the design of them.
I did. Yeah.
I just didn't think it was very nostalgic.
See, I disagree because I think that's exactly what I pictured them as.
But I thought you said they were shaved.
They are. They don't have any fur. They're furless, I guess. They're hairless.
But why are they brown?
That's the color of the skin. They're demons.
See, I think that they look like Chewbacca, basically.
The Chewbacca's hairy. There's clearly no hair there.
But I think it's hairy.
It's not hairy.
But I think it's like if Chewbacca was given like a number 2 crew hat.
Yeah, but there will still be fur there.
I say that the brown stuff is fur.
Now, I think it's the skin, man. Because they're demons. They're like, you know, they've got to have thick, tan-like skin for the hellish underground.
Or
you know?
maybe like hell has frozen over and they got cold, so they developed fur.
They're hairless.
Just look at that. I just love that aiming system. Like those shots then, even on this terrible console with this lousy controller, I just nailed them. Like if I had to control the Y-axis, like a shot like that would have been very difficult.
Yeah. Well, you know, like Doom fakes 3D. I mentioned it in the other podcast, and because I'm the other one playing this time, I'll go into a bit more detail. The way that it works, it's very clever, and for the full explanation, which I'm not going to pretend like I 100% understand it, but if anyone listening wants to know the full explanation, it's on the internet, and I'll try to link it to the YouTube video later. But you run out of.
No, I just accidentally pressed one of the wrong buttons and changed weapons. The imps didn't seem to mind though.
But anyway, the way it works is that whatever you can see, right? So whatever you can see,
yep,
that's your field of vision, right? And depending on what the programmers have defined as being high or low, that kind of creates that kind of the height, the perspective of height, and if like there's an invisible wall saying that this is not accessible, you know. That's why I don't know if you've ever tried, you know, the no clip command.
Was that walk through walls?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
So you know how when you walk through walls, you accidentally bob up and down as you go into different like heights.
I can't say it's something that I particularly remember.
Okay. Well, if you to see it in action of how it works, if you ever get the DOS version of Doom, and you type in the code, and you just walk straight in a line, you'll see your character bob up and down and teleport up and teleport down as he is walking through walls, because essentially what it's doing is he's doing that thing that I'm saying. So he's following the line of sight, and the game is just kind of interpreting. Yeah, this is an invisible wall. You're supposed to be up the top, but because you've got no clipping on, or you can walk through walls, it's just automatically putting you up on the higher plane. It's like I said.
But so when there's an enemy in the distance though, and you shoot them and it shoots up,
yep,
that's only an illusion that they're up higher than you, isn't it? They're actually on the same level as you.
That's right. Yeah. So it's very clever. Like John Carmack wrote a really good engine to mimic 3D, despite the fact that it really is just a glorified version of Wolfenstein 3D. You know. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's kind of like selling it short. But you know what I mean. Like essentially, it is a 2D game. It's just creating that illusion really, really well. You know. But obviously,
but when you say it's 2D though, but what about moving forwards and backwards though?
What do you mean? Like your character?
Yeah.
Well, it's still moving through a 2D plane. Or rather, it's moving through the X and Z axis. So it's like it's still moving through a flat plane.
But I think that makes it 3D though, because of the Z axis.
Well, true 3D.
That's true.
Right?
It's not true 3D.
But
it's not 2D though, is it?
It's not.
Something in the middle.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably a bad term. I should have used a different term. It's not 2D, but it's definitely not 3D.
Well, it doesn't have 3D. Well, it's funnily enough, you're right. Well, it is 2D in a sense, but it doesn't have the 2 dimensions that we'd be used to, like in a Super Mario game.
Yeah.
It's
so what? That would be what? Y and Z, Y and X.
Yeah, we have the Z, but no Y, which is quite fascinating, really. Like.
Yeah. I mean, the first game to be truly 3D by id Software was Quake, and that had a Z axis. Sorry, that had a Y axis. There were rooms on top of other rooms. Whereas this game,
it wasn't a pancake like this game.
Yeah, this wasn't a there's in Doom, there will never be a room on top of another room. So it's quite clever the way they made it. Still a crappy port though.
You're going quite good with the one-handed playing here.
Yeah, I know. I'm impressed. You're doing better than I am with two hands.
Well, I switch over when I need to two hands, but for most of the walking I just use one hand because it just tires out my hand. And I was playing a lot of one-handed No Man's Sky this morning, and
yeah, how are you finding that? Like playing it with one hand?
Well,
it's not a very demanding game.
No, well that's right. It isn't in the sense that you're not under pressure a lot. Occasionally you get attacked, but most of the time you'll probably run away. To be honest with you, but there's a lot of just walking around, movement, use of the left trigger to zoom in and things like that. And when you play for hours and hours and hours and hours, and someone like me who has this particular issue with my MS, it does become very taxing on your hand, and this frame rate is just atrocious. What does this do?
Whatever it does, it's doing it now.
It must be almost.
Oh, I know what it did. It lifted up that bridge.
That one there. Yeah, there you go.
That's it. That's the end of the level.
Yeah, I was just about to say I've been playing for about 5 minutes now, so that's probably the end of the level. What's in here? Probably enemies, no doubt. Yeah, and you think to yourself, why did I open that door? Because I'm about to die.
There's a health pack. I'd say get the hell out of there and just finish the level.
Or maybe I'm going for 100% completion. I'm not really.
Oh, health pack. Oh, funny fact. See this on the floor?
They're rockets, aren't they?
Yes. This on the floor, that used to be a swastika.
Is that right?
Yes, it used to be in the shape of a swastika.
Is that what? Was that something left over from Wolfenstein or something?
Exactly, yeah. It was actually a little like a tribute to Wolfenstein. But what happened, like in the original Doom, so the original DOS Doom, it came down, it was a swastika. It was a bit of a throwback to Wolfenstein, but censors didn't like it, especially the censors in Germany.
Yeah, well, because in 1993, political correctness hadn't been invented yet, had it?
No. But see, in Germany they've got a thing where you can't depict swastikas, talk about the Nazi Party, and so on, without like a good reason, unless it's going to kill the person. You can't do that. So they had to censor it, and then they just censored all of them.
I should point out, I'm playing on. We didn't talk about the difficulties. We touched on it briefly in the last stream.
Because you kind of just went straight into it, yeah.
That's true. I was just so excited. Yeah, I'm playing one. Well, I thought because I've got a bit of a tired and sore hand, and plus it's on Saturn with bad controls with a bad frame rate, and I won't make any more excuses than that. I thought I'll play on an easier difficulty, and I can't even remember what it was. Below hurt me plenty. But it wasn't Bring It On, I can guarantee you that. It was something else, like I'm a Sook or something. But there were two below Hurt Me Plenty actually. Hurt Me Plenty was effectively the hard. There was no nightmare. Ultraviolence was the highest difficulty.
Yeah, there's no nightmare on this. And you know why?
Because it's such a crap game, it would have been too hard.
No. Well, yes, but also no. The reason why he didn't let you do nightmare is because nightmare has respawning enemies on PC and the Saturn can't handle it.
That's basically what I just said though, and you said no.
Yeah, but you just said because it's a crap game.
Because it's a crap console.
Yeah, it's a crap console. But the reason why is because he can't handle respawning enemies.
Which is just mind-boggling. You would think that, it doesn't really seem to be all that graphically onerous. I wonder what in particular it seems to be struggling with. I don't know what the sort of average Saturn game look like, but I'd have to imagine it would be more graphically demanding than this.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, this is just a really crap port. Like, Duke Nukem 3D on the Saturn is actually the better of the 3 versions that came out at the time. So at the time, Duke Nukem 3D was on PlayStation 1, N64, and Sega Saturn, and the Sega Saturn one was the better of them all, feature-wise and gameplay-wise. I think the N64 had a slightly smoother frame rate, but the Sega Saturn one was really good. There was the Saturn port of Quake was actually pretty good. It wasn't perfect. It still had problems with frame rates and stuff, but it definitely ran smoother than this. And that's a full 3D game. There was another first-person shooter on the Saturn called Exhumed, or some of the US guys know it as some of the people in the US the 3 people in the US that bought the game know it as Power Slave. I think Power Slave.
There were 3, were there?
Yeah. Anyway, that game was a first-person shooter, and it ran perfectly.
I have to feel like being a fairly reasonable Duke Nukem 3D fan, I have to feel like with this controller it would have been quite challenging to play.
Oh, it is. It sucks. Especially because that one you actually didn't need to look up and down. I mean, it still fakes 3D, but it's very hard.
Sorry, that did have a Y-axis though. You looked up and down in Duke Nukem.
Yeah, but it's still it did, but it's still like it auto fired. If you know what I mean. Like, it had that thing where it just still looked looked up and down for you automatically if you fired.
I wonder what the world record of number of one-handed kills in Doom on the Sega Saturn is.
Why, you thinking you're gonna break it?
Well, I think I probably have already said it.
You'd be surprised, man. Some of these people, they just got too much time. And let's just crack a weird record for the hell of it,
Well, I'm claiming the record. If anyone else out there reckons they've got it, I don't care. I'm claiming it. Okay, where are we up to? What's the 4? I've got weapons 1, 2, 3, and 5.
So what would it be? One. Oh.
Well, 1 is fist, 2 is pistol,
3 is
shotgun.
4 would be chain gun.
I believe 5 is chain gun because I have the chain gun.
Okay. So you've got
So I don't know what's 4.
So wait. Let's go through them. So fists, pistol,
Yes.
shotgun, chain gun, rocket, plasma rifle, BFG. You know what it'd be? It'd be super shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a super shotgun. Yes, it's not in Doom 1.
Right, and I'm playing some sort of bastardized version of Doom 1, am I not?
Well, you gotta remember that the Sega Saturn version, even though it lets you choose at the beginning what episode you're on, this game will just keep going until the end of Doom 2.
Okay, and because the areas that I'm playing now, the super shotgun is not available, it's just skipping that number.
Yes.
What about the chainsaw though?
Chainsaw is just 1, and you just press it, technically speaking, it's 0.
That's what I was going to say, it's 0,
But
is it not?
yeah, but
It takes the place of the fist in this one, does it?
yeah, but you can still select the fists.
Do you want to give me some pointers on where to go here?
You got the key. Turn right.
This
Yeah,
way.
yeah, that way.
I'm back to the start here.
Yeah, turn. Yep. Go to your. Turn around. Yeah, go through there.
Oh, that's the yellow door.
Yep. But you were down there, and there was a switch you had to.
Oh, no,
activate.
it was, yeah, okay. The old switch. Oh, I thought I killed this creature.
Nah, you killed the one on the other side. What else?
Now this is, I suppose, a very easy, medium.
I'll get the help back.
This might be easy, I suppose.
Kill that jerk first.
I do love the Doom guy's face as he gets bloodied and beaten.
Yeah. Alright, see that switch at the far end? You gotta activate that switch.
Oh, run over the radar.
I think monsters come down.
Oh, I hope they don't shoot that barrel, otherwise I'm
Well, in the original game, there were imps.
This way?
Yeah. So So now you'll be able to go straight ahead. There'll be a gap open.
Oh, yes.
I think you still have to dash across the... Oh, no, yeah, it was dash across the poison crap.
Oh, look how fast that door's moving. This was closed before.
Yep.
Why is there a dead enemy there?
Hey, get the health back.
You like health packs, don't you?
Well, you're gonna die.
Am I?
I don't know.
Have I died once?
Well, you came pretty damn close.
Have I died?
No, space marks.
I guess there's been no lost souls, huh?
Quiet, you. They're tough in the other game, man. You saw how fast they were. I was at 40%. Dead. That's bullcrap.
Maybe
man.
you should have commando rolled. Why didn't you jump?
Quiet, you.
This must be the other end of the level.
Yeah, I think you're
So do you know any more about the terrible company which ported this?
Well, it was developed by GT Interactive, and they
I thought it was Rage.
sorry, Rage. Sorry, they were developed by Rage Software, but I don't know anything else about them. I don't know if they've
What if they had anything to do with that Rage game?
no.
That wasn't very good either.
You didn't like it?
Well, I don't think I ever played it, but the reviews were awful, and I just stayed away from it. And Bethesda is a publisher only and not a developer.
Yeah, turn
Their
around.
track record is not very good.
Well, they're the publishers for id Software stuff, and that was an id Software game. So
Well, there you go. I must admit, yeah, it's normally pretty good. But
yeah.
Well,
I mean, the tech was very impressive. It used that was the first game to use the id Tech 5 engine.
which is the engine for what else?
At the time, I think it was the same engine as used by Evil Within.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which graphically was very impressive.
Oh yeah, no, I thought it looked great.
It's a bit scary for me, that game.
Yeah, you didn't like it.
No, well, I don't know if I'm just a chicken, but no, I found it a little bit scary, to be honest
No,
with
you were right. You were going the right way. And but see, like I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
You do seem to like scary stuff, though.
I do.
Like when we watched, what was that?
Yeah, there we go. That's the
We
exit.
watched, that scared the shit out of me.
Was
The
that
crap.
Conjuring or
No,
Insidious?
Insidious. Oh my god, that was terrible. I'm still having nightmares about that.
That was a great movie.
Until that weirdo with the claws at the end came in, I thought it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
You want to have a play?
Yeah,
Why take over for me? My hand needs a rest.
Why not? It's pretty crap. Let's share the thing.
Now, we've seen, okay, that I'm playing one-handed. So, if you die,
That's not fair.
it proves that you're a pretty bad Doom player. Because I didn't die once, and I was playing
Oh, yeah,
one-handed.
give me this level.
Oh, right. So this is probably the hard level for some reason, right? Conveniently, the harder level that's harder to play with two hands than one hand.
Yes.
Oh, I heard
This
about
is
that
the
level.
hard level.
I vaguely remember this level, actually.
Yeah. I just know there's a part here where I have to go into a whole bunch of shit. Oh, sorry, into a whole bunch of tunnels. Oh, you jerk. Oh, this is Spectre. See how good they look?
I actually think... Well, I killed a couple of spectres in the last level. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
But, well, they have a pink tinge that they didn't originally have.
They're actually just normal sprites, except they're a little bit, like, see-through. They got that weird mesh going.
Yeah, but... So I don't know. I guess I don't know if you'd say that looks better or worse than the original ones. I mean, it's probably a matter for opinion. But this game does have one thing going for it.
What?
It's Doom.
Yeah, but
If this wasn't Doom,
put lipstick on a pig, man. You know?
but I'm just saying, like,
Oh crap.
a game that's, well, how old is this game now? Old. Let's just say, leave it at that.
Well, what is it? Almost 20 years.
19 years old. Terrible. On an obscure console. Would we be playing it if it wasn't Doom? Probably not.
Probably not. No.
So there you go. It's got one thing going for it.
Suppose.
And I can say now that, well, I don't know how many versions left of Doom I've got to play, but I have 2 less than today when I started this morning.
So, but see, that's the thing though. This one, to be honest, right? You think this is bad? You should see the Super Nintendo version.
I vaguely remember I possibly had played that.
It's atrocious.
Are the control schemes similar to this?
Yeah.
Because that, obviously, for those of you watching at home, I mean, we're playing without analog sticks.
Yeah, the Sega Saturn controller, which it's not the best controller at the best of times.
Which, look, to be fair, the lack of that Y-axis is very favourable to a lack of...
D-pad. Oh, sorry, yeah, analog stick, yeah.
Because when you played... Because you could play Doom without the mouse. You didn't need a mouse to play Doom.
No, you could play just keyboard, yeah.
Because if I vaguely remember the the W, A, S, and D obviously was movement, and then I think you could...
Really? You still use that? Back in the olden days when this was out, I just used normal...
actually the arrow keys.
The arrow keys and control.
To shoot.
Yeah.
And what was strafe? Shift or something?
Alt.
Alt. That's probably what I did, you're right.
Yeah. Oh, see, I hate this part because they sneak up behind you.
No, you're right. I wouldn't have used the WAS because that wouldn't have been invented yet because proper 3D shooters didn't exist.
To be fair, this isn't control scheme is not that bad.
Well, I actually think it's quite good. Like but like I said, I'm quite enjoying things with the simplistic control scheme right now because of the the mobility issues I'm having with my hand. And I don't mind that. I often think about. People have probably seen videos of people gaming with one hand, and it can be quite tricky because controllers today are really designed
for two hands.
Really, like exclusively. Maybe I should put some work into designing a one-hand controller.
Well, actually, I don't know if you've seen they make these things, these little adapters for one-handed playing or for playing with limited mobilities. The controller looks really weird once you've attached it. I'll show you afterwards. It looks really weird once you've attached it. It looks like all these things are coming off it.
Yeah.
But hey, that might be an option for you.
Yeah, well, see, I think I've often thought about it. I think if you could use I'm imagining a controller which you held in one hand. You could use your right thumb still for the right thumbstick. I think then you could replace the trigger with another analog stick that you use with your index finger, and then you could use your middle finger for the actual trigger, and then your couple of other fingers to crouch and reload. And you could probably play most shooters that way. It would take some adjustment, obviously.
I'll tell you what you can use the middle finger for in this game.
Well, we're not on camera right now, but I suppose you can probably imagine what Hyena just did.
Do you blame me?
And so, how long have you had this Sega Saturn for?
A while now. I actually see the thing is, as with every other console after the Mega Drive, I never originally owned a Sega Saturn. I had to play my friends, and then when my friend got bored of it, he would let me borrow it, and I brought it home and played games on it. That's how I played most of my games. That's how I played the PlayStation, Nintendo 64.
But like in more recent years, you've sort of gone through collecting a whole bunch of...
Yeah, well, when I got a full-time job and realised that money was cheap, I realised that all I had to do was sacrifice my body and my soul for some money. I realised that, I could buy all this crap that I never had.
And so when did you get the Saturn?
The Saturn I got about 5 years ago.
And where did you get it?
I got it online. I got it on eBay.
From what country did it come from?
Actually, this is a 100% Australian-born Saturn.
Wow.
Well, not born. It wasn't. It was made in Japan.
But it was sold originally somewhere.
Sold here.
Shockingly, someone bought it.
Somebody actually bought it. Hell, it's probably probably my friend's Saturn.
Because they only sold about 5 for them in Australia, right?
But
and how much did you pay for it?
I paid $250.
So that's quite a lot. So 5 years
Actually,
ago.
that's pretty good considering how much they cost now.
But in comparison, though, like we're talking.
In comparison to.
Oh, the exit was back there.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's any med bags.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
You do like med packs.
They keep me alive, damn it.
They're worried about lost souls coming.
Quiet, you.
But so that's roughly, I mean, you probably, 5 years ago, 2011, and that's 250 Australian dollars, which is say 150 US. No?
Well, it's 250 second hand in what was 5
It
years
is.
ago.
I'm looking at it now. It does appear to be in excellent condition.
It is. It's a fantastic condition.
It looks brand new, actually. Did it come with a box or anything?
No, it came in just a big box with bubble paper and all that.
What about what accessories did it come with?
Just a controller.
Just one?
Yeah. Oh, I think I got like one game with it or something.
Okay.
Like, I think it was Daytona or something. Like one of the ones that come in when they first came out. You know?
Yes.
But it was in really good nick, and I think I got a really good price because the person probably just wanted to get rid of it or to make it $250. I've seen them online now for about $300 to $400.
But considering you would think that most Sega Saturns over the years probably would have been thrown out.
Oh, well, to be completely fair, yeah, they would have because they had problems with CD drives.
But I mean, most people who dig through the attic and find a Sega Saturn probably wouldn't realise it's worth hundreds of dollars.
Because it wasn't a popular console. You're 100% right. I'll tell you where it was popular, Japan. This thing was killed it in Japan. Not as much as the PlayStation, but it done better than the Nintendo 64. Just based on the cartridges. You know, the N64 was a great console back then by a cartridge, right? But this one, yeah, it's great games in Japan. So good.
The Japanese do have a tendency to like more obscure things that those of us in the Western world don't like as much.
Yeah.
Like vending machines with worn underwear in them.
Yeah. Which I didn't see when I was down there.
Well, I haven't been. I only heard about it on the internet, so I assume that it must be true.
I keep saying you and I gotta go, man. Like we'd have such a damn good time. Whoops, we'd have such a damn good time, man.
When I come here today, he warns me that I'm not allowed to swear and gives me all these rules, and look who breaks them.
Hey, like it's a reflex reaction, and I'm working on it. Okay.
To talking about Japan, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. It's just so good, man. Japan is awesome. If I could be there now, I would. Yeah.
That's because you like buying obscure, weird things that are a lot more common in Japan.
Well, it's like
I can imagine how easy getting a Sega Saturn control probably is in Japan.
it's really easy. I got one. I got a Japanese Saturn controller around here somewhere. I bought it in Japan.
Was the controller over there different from the one you got?
It's exactly the same as this one, except it's grey. Yeah,
Did they have a grey console over there?
They did actually. They had a grey and a white console. I think the first one that came out was grey, and then the revised one that came out after the launch was white with multicolored buttons. Interesting. But yeah, it was it's very popular. You can go into stores and still buy a crap load of Saturn games. It's just such a little.
And they'd be a lot cheaper, I'd imagine.
Yeah, about the same. It depends on the game. Like I bought a whole bunch for like $10 each, good ones. But then there were some Saturn games there that were selling for like $80. You know, like all the Street Fighter ones, like Street Fighter Alpha and all that, very expensive.
Oh yes, that one. It certainly is a lot more bland a game without that music, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, because that music got you pumped and you're like, yeah, Doom! Now it's like, actually, to be fair, I think most versions of Doom on the console got rid of the music. I think the console, I think the Sega 32X version had music. And I think Alright, keep going. Yes. So anyway,
Tell them I'm leaving.
okay. Sorry. Totally Unreal is leaving the room to go to the bathroom. In the meantime, I'll keep you company. So yeah, how bad is this? Doom is good, but this is a bad version of Doom. I don't get what it's there's no redeeming qualities whatsoever. Strangely enough, I was just yeah, you die. Come on. Nope. Ooh, I hear something. Die! Hey, I'm doing better at this than the other one, aren't I? The other one's just so freaking hard. Hey. I got the blue key! Maybe I didn't get it. I looked at the blue key. Thought I got the blue key, but I didn't.
Turning this off isn't going to affect it, is it?
No, just switch back on.
Okay, I'm back.
How was the bathroom? It's still there?
It's still there. That's another annoying thing about MS, actually. It makes you want to go to the bathroom all the time. Which is a very inconvenient thing during gaming, actually. I'm not the only one who's thoroughly enjoying a gaming experience only to be interrupted by either needing to go to the bathroom or having to eat food.
Yeah, but eat food. How dare you? Yeah, but like, at least the games you play you can pause.
Without getting up and then using the actual console itself. It is the Sega Saturn afflicted by that terrible design feature.
Look, check that out.
Oh wow.
We're in the future now.
The future is now, 1997.
Yeah, like, but for instance, you know, Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Pause button, man. You gotta finish it in one sitting.
Is there really no pause?
No, there really is no pause.
So that's just a weird Japanese thing.
Well, the reason that doesn't have pause is because it's an online game, and you know how I was ringing that bell. Well, it means I can't pause the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I keep hearing all these noises behind me, but it might just be the soundtrack.
I think it is the very terrible soundtrack.
Like, you know what sound it is? It's like that spawning, you know, yeah.
That sound, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how they made that sound effect.
Oh, here we go.
Although all the sound effects are just electronically generated, right? There's nothing recorded in the original game.
No, they couldn't really find demons. Like to go and just get a sample.
What I mean though is that they can simulate sounds and record them. Like, did you know the lightsaber sounds was like a microphone being put behind a speaker?
Oh, yeah.
And then that was recorded. That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, like I think it's all synthetic. There's nothing organic. Yeah. I think maybe they got like, obviously they got the good ones. They bought stock sounds. You know. Bloody hell.
I find it seems to be harder to. It seems like even more bland. Now that's quality graphics right there.
Yeah. like an Atari game.
Look at that arrow. Can you shoot when you get the map up?
You can, but that's like the bad guys don't show up. So I've got the red view.
I wonder if anyone's ever finished the game with the map open.
Yeah. When I was little, and I wanted to find like the treasures, not the treasures, like the secrets. Sorry, I just turn on the map mode, and it was a cheat you could do so that you would still be able to see monsters and that move, and that's how I played the game.
Fascinating.
But
there's a red door.
There it is. Oh, I've been looking for this for ages.
He's got really shifty eyes, doesn't he, Doom guy?
Yeah.
He's up to something. He's probably thinking, where's my body?
You'll know because of the shifty eyes. How will they know that? How will they know that it's the dog? You shifty eyes.
I can't help but feel like you're misquoting that.
I think I am.
That's probably why I did it.
Yeah.
I knew what you were talking about.
And happy birthday, Mr. President.
But I'm looking for the blue door.
Yeah, but it's through the yellow doors.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Well, that's a slow moving door. Chewbacca.
Not! It's like a bloke with like really, really dark skin and spikes.
So you're saying that isn't in no way inspired by Chewbacca?
No, absolutely not.
I don't believe
It's in all ways inspired by anything but Chewbacca.
it. I think that those are clearly Chewbacca. Because everyone knows Chewbacca is evil. It's always wanting to pull people's arms out of their sockets and such.
Was it yes, but what is it? Yes, but droids won't pull.
Aren't known for pulling people's
Yeah.
arms out of their sockets. We're now badly quoting Star Wars as opposed to The Simpsons.
And we call ourselves geeks everywhere. All like whoever is listening and knows anything about Star Wars, they're like, "You're getting the quotes wrong! Damn it!
I'm sure we
Just
are.
shut up!"
I am a big Star Wars fan, but I certainly can't quote it word for word.
Oh,
the
no.
exit, salvation.
Yeah, I can quote Indiana Jones word for word. I think I could, given the chance, I could probably recite the entire movie.
Raiders, you mean?
Raiders, not none of them, just Raiders. 100% I could, from the beginning to the end.
And you still think that the worst Indiana Jones is the last one?
If you're talking about, if
No,
you're talking about the Last Crusade, no, I think the Last Crusade is great. Okay, I think the Last Crusade is a great movie.
But that
because
was the last Indiana
I don't remember
Jones movie.
any other Indiana
I don't remember
Jones
anything
movies.
after that.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, I know we had Raiders, and I know we had Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. Are you talking about Indiana Jones Chronicles, like Young Indiana Jones Chronicles? Because that's the only other Indiana Jones thing I can think of.
I think there was some talk about something to do.
The Fate of Atlantis for the PC. Yeah, I think
They were gonna make a fourth one, but then they realized it was a terrible idea. That Harrison Ford was much too old. It was gonna be something with aliens, and they were like, you know what? This is the dumbest idea ever, and we won't do it.
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it?
I think it's a very good thing that such a stupid idea never happened. Yeah?
I agree. Because if they probably would have given it some terrible name like Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah. And the Empire of the Glass Brain. Yes.
That would have sucked. So I'm glad we never had to watch
so
that.
bad. Alright. Now, let's do this. How badly can I die?
Well, we are on an easier difficulty, but there has been no deaths yet.
Well, I gotta see if I can.
Didn't use all your rocket ammo.
Yeah, but that's the end of the episode anyway.
Well, your weapons carry through, don't they? To the second next one, or they don't?
I don't think in this one they do.
Are we going to stop playing at the end of...
Yeah, well, why not? That's a good time to stop, right?
I think so. I've had enough of this terrible frame rate. It's starting to make me
Look at
think
this.
time has slowed down.
Yeah, remember how cool the original end level was? And how you had that thing going up and you had to wait for the stairs to come
I
up?
certainly remember there being more than a massive empty field.
Yes.
Maybe you're about to play stop.
It certainly would be an improvement. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Knee Deep in the Dead, episode 1 of Doom for the Sega Saturn.
It really barely resembles the original. Barely.
Look, it doesn't even give you that cutscene, man! You know where you're just getting hit. Doesn't give you
It says loading.
No, don't do that. It's just oh, crap. Doesn't even give you the ding, 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 ding. You know, you walked out of the station and you go into the shores of hell. Doesn't even. It's one text screen.
Oh, well, pretty onerous stuff, I would imagine.
Like what? Like 2-3 kilobytes worth of text?
Yeah.
Oh, disappointing. Extremely disappointing. Anyway, so that was the one of the crappiest ports of Doom you'll ever see.
Probably one of the crappiest ports of anything you'll ever see.
Yeah, so Doom for the Sega Saturn. So I guess that's a good time to stop, and thank you for I was gonna say for enjoying this, but I don't think.
There's probably a little chance of that.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us, and like I said, please spread the word. We've been playing crappy games to raise awareness for MS. Feel free to donate if you don't feel comfortable. That's okay. Go to msaustralia.org.au and have a look there. I'm Hyena73.
Totally unreal. With a 3.
And yeah, that's been the stream. So thank you very much. See you next time.